For some reason, every time we talk about South Florida's housing market, the conversation about rent being so high is always one of the first things that I hear. Look at this article that just got posted by South Florida Business Journal. South Florida rents are still the most overvalued in the nation, and they are rising faster than other metro areas across the U.S., according to a recent study co-produced by Florida Atlantic University. So let's go a little bit deeper on this. Ken Johnson, a real estate economist with FAU, said South Florida's average rent of $2,900 a month was 18% higher than it should be based on past rent increases. And in contrast, the average rents of most metro areas in the US were 9.33% higher than past historical patterns. So the average rents of Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties were also 18% higher than last year. And that's the highest year-over-year increase in the nation. Johnson went on to say also that shortages in building supplies caused by the pandemic, as well as labor shortages, hindered the creation of more apartment units at a time when professionals from other parts of the U.S. are migrating to South Florida. As a result, rent in South Florida's 3 counties have risen dramatically. And I can tell you, because this is actually my market where I work my business, it's gone up so much to the point where people are considering to go in other areas of Florida where there isn't so much demand. Not to mention that the prices being so high in these 3 counties, most competitive rental markets in the US, it goes on to say. So this article has a really good point here too. Let's zoom in on this here. So the rapid increase in residential rents has made multifamily apartments the most valuable commercial property type in South Florida. It's also encouraged investor purchases of single family homes. And it makes sense. Everybody needs somewhere to live. And that's usually the best performing commercial real estate asset that you can get. A lot of articles are not covering this, but there's a lot of venture capitalist firms, investment firms like BlackRock, Vanguard, Blackstone, that have gone and purchased these properties in these already low inventory markets and are bidding up the prices. And there's a lot of houses actually here in this area that have been discovered to be just empty houses. And when you go and look at the property records, they're owned by an LLC, they're owned by a shell company, they're owned by a business entity, and then it all ties back to these huge investment firms that have so much liquidity. It comes to show that they are influencing the market at some scale, and enough to put affordability for a lot of purchasers at risk, and comparatively to where wage earnings are in South Florida. A really good point that they make here too is that Hurricane Ian and all the destruction that that hurricane caused here has exacerbated matters, meaning that a lot of contract labor and materials is being pumped over to the Southwest Florida area to make those needed repairs, and that is slowing us down. So also, now we're talking about Southeast Florida, let's look at Southwest Florida, and you're gonna see that they also had very similar rent increases, 17.7% year over year to almost $2,200 in September. That is crazy. The nation's second highest rent increase. So now what this article isn't covering, and that's why I make these videos, so that I can add my 2 cents to these articles. And a lot of real estate developers that normally build high-rise condos, or they build single-family communities, or they build townhouse communities, they are shifting their assets and their liquidity to be a part of these multifamily projects so that they can make consistent income on a monthly basis, as opposed to just making money one time. So that's driving a lot of developers to get into the multifamily space. So I'm gonna be putting a link in the description for this article so you guys could check it out. There may be a paywall for you, but they have a $4 a month deal right now. This is a really good publication to get some good information about what's happening, not only in real estate, but in tech, banking, healthcare, innovation here in South Florida. Till next time, my friends, see you in the next video. Take care.